It's understandable that the situation is volatile. It is dangerous. You have presented an extraordinary portrait of someone who matches Johnny's description almost to a T. At this point in time, are you okay with living with this much?
I have to be, and I had to spend some time getting my mind around that.
Right.
I did, in my heart, because to come this close, if it is him, and still have to stay back, it's hard. Do you find it strange that no one has filed any charges against him for operating his prostitution service?
Not a charge, not a complaint.
I know.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a word, even. And his issue of how did he become credentialed to get up there in the front row, practically, and throw softball questions at Bush. The Republicans, of course, in Congress have stopped a Democrat investigation of that in committee. So it looks like this goes all the way to the top, and it is pretty disgusting.
Just the Jeff Gannon story alone is a huge story.
Exactly, and
if it turns out that it's Johnny, it's even a bigger story.
Right. Well, the story hopefully isn't going to go away in the oil-soaked monopoly press. It won't go away on the internet. We know that. There are tremendous people like Sherman Skolnick and others who are researching this, working with you for years and years on this.
Oh, people are so dedicated on this. I am just impressed. I really am.
Well, we will find out in time, all of us, more about this, much more. It may take time. The Hunter Thompson suicide, if it was a suicide, I don't know that it was or wasn't. Allegedly, he was at home on the phone to his wife when he pulled the trigger. Occurred, apparently, the day after Sherman went public with his contention that Gannon is Gosch.
The timing of that is just amazing.
Well, it's shocking. If there is any truth to the allegations that Hunter Thompson was videotaping or filming snuff films, it would explain why he might want to check out at the particular time. He's sitting on top of a rather remarkable career as a writer, and yet if this is true, he would not want to live through something like that.
And then several days after he was suicided, Rusty Nelson, who was the photographer for the prostitution ring, he was arrested.
Well, Rusty Nelson, now Tom Flacco was on the other night. Rusty Nelson claims, yes, and Rusty claims he was impersonated. He did take a lot of pictures, but not the hardcore stuff. They had someone else using his name.
Right.
He's been put through holy hell. They tried to kill him, too. But he survived it. He was knocked off his bike by a vehicle. They opened the door, and he hit his head on the curb. He's had epilepsy ever since. But he's in hiding now, and it leaves one thinking, how big is this? And the answers come back almost invariably, most likely about as big as it could get. We're talking all the way to the White House, the rumors of George W. Bush and Victor Ashe, the former mayor of Knoxville, who has quickly been broomed over to Poland as the ambassador, gotten out of the country, is supposedly on record, according to Tom's research, as having visited George Bush virtually on a monthly basis. This homosexual, pedophile milieu seems to encompass extraordinary depths and breadths of American government and probably world government.
I had heard through several bloggers that and read some reports that Gannon stayed overnight at the White House.
Yes, that allegation has been made.
Is that true? I don't know.
The allegation has been made. In fact, Sherman Skolnick made it here that he had heard that from his sources that Gannon did, in fact, spend the night at the White House.
Now, how many reporters are asked to do that? It seems a bit odd.
The whole thing is odd, and the cover-up is on, obviously, in earnest. I'm very concerned about Jeff Gannon. That was one of the first things that people brought to my attention, and I said, of course, if the man is truly involved with all this...
he might be a marked man.
There may be dozens of them. These people behind something like this care nothing about human life.
To have come this far, and if it should turn out that it is Johnny, and then to have someone snuff his life out now.
Yeah. Well,
on your site, isn't there one entry by a Dimitri, and and he talked about Gannon writing a book.
It was supposedly in a Russian newspaper that he has come to a deal with a Russian publisher to write his story, to name names. If that's true, it would probably be the book of the century.
Oh, I know.
And again, how much security has Jeff Gannon stashed away to make sure that he stays alive and healthy?
I pray for his safety. I do, whether he's Johnny or whether he isn't, because he's somebody's boy.
The rumors of George Bush's bisexuality, of course, go back a long way.
No.
If a book like this were in fact published, it could bring down much of the American government. It's that simple. It's that big.
Given all this scandal, this is bigger than Monica.
Sure. Oh, of course. As I said the other night, Jennifer Flowers in Mexico said, mark my words, you're going to miss Bill Clinton when he's gone. And she was right.
This is a very dangerous situation right now.
If you had a message, and I'm sure you do, would you like to say something to Johnny?
If Johnny's listening, the message is, I love you no matter what has happened to you, no matter what you've done or were forced to do. I love you. I will always be here for you.
Noreen, you're a great mom and a great human being. I really thank you for being on the program tonight and sharing all this. It hasn't been easy, and I'm here to help in any way I can.
Well, I'll stay in touch with you, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be on the show and to have the website linked from your site. There's a lot of information on my site, and even if people don't have any information about Johnny, maybe they'll glean something from it that'll help protect their own children. I just am very appreciative for all of the help from everybody that has mounted this huge internet search for truth about my son and about Jeff Gannon. Otherwise, the mainstream media has not brought it out in any big way. We would not know.
Exactly.
And the internet lives, and it's brought us all closer together.
Thank you very much, Noreen.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Good night.
Good night.